Shalom guys, this is Brian Hazelman from Hebrew Hearts. Driving in the rain, to pick my kids up. Something's come up recently, like a recurring theme. It's something we kind of learned in Jiu-Jitsu a little bit, in the military, but also just kind of grew up in the South. And of course it's all in the Torah, which is honor debt. Like if someone is one other way to help you, or to intervene in your behalf, or to redeem you from something, you owe kind of an honor debt. And that's how they did things in the ancient world, is money pretty much didn't exist. I mean, you rarely ever saw any kind of coin. Roman soldiers actually got paid in salt. A lot of people got paid in grain. The samurai got paid in land usually, but salt and grain too, and rice. But you rarely ever saw actual coinage. So there's a barter society. And sometimes you had no firewood or agricultural products or animal products or anything to barter with. It was an honor debt, which meant that you had to show someone honor in exchange for what they did for you. And you don't give them back material goods, you give them honor. You give them respect, you uphold their place in the community. And there's also another kind of honor debt where you actually you don't pay it back, you pay it forward. For example, like if you're 15, someone does something for you and you're just totally unable to pay that person back, you never see them again, they pass away, etc. If you can't do anything for their family, you do it for a stranger, you do it for someone else, but you kind of pay it forward. So in that case, like the honor debt gets transferred from the person you've literally owed the honor debt to. It kind of transfers to God, and then God tells you where to disperse it. I feel like sometimes if someone passes away, they don't have any next of kin, the state takes their belongings and redistributes it. Some places do that to charity, and the Jews have something similar. Like if a Jewish man finds a $100 bill on the ground, an Orthodox Jewish man, and he doesn't know who it belongs to, he'll give it to charity. It's like an honor debt. He'll donate to charity. So there are these honor debts where you can't pay the person back directly, but you can benefit someone or their family, or you can benefit someone that was in a situation you were in all those years ago. So my third cousin, Aaron, he's a Church of God preacher, and when he was young, trying to start his ministry, he had this pastor kind of intervene and help him out and share the pulpit to help kind of move him forward. So Aaron let me preach at his church. Aaron thought I was 28 for some reason. I'm actually 38. But Aaron let me use the pulpit. Aaron invited me to preach at his church, and before I got up and preached, he kind of gave that story and that example. As he was younger, someone had intervened and had stepped in to kind of move him forward by sharing the pulpit. And Aaron made a promise to God that if that situation came up again, if he saw someone who was in his situation, in his shoes, he would pay the honor debt back to God. He would help that person that was in his shoes. And so that's what he was doing. He fulfilled his honor debt. And I think sometimes in life, until we fulfill our honor debt, it can hold things up in life. I've been in some pretty bad situations. My mom died at 14, and I was mostly on my own after that. So there have been a lot of Thanksgivings in some bad places, some interesting places. The military, I didn't get deployed, but the Thanksgiving after 9/11 was pretty crappy. We were locked down on base, couldn't leave base, didn't know anybody. Fiance broke up with me. My dad had just died. It was bad. But there were people in the military that reached out, like on Thanksgiving and Christmas, when I celebrated Christmas. They tried to reach out and make sure none of us airmen were alone. And sometimes me in particular, people reached out to make sure I wasn't alone. I didn't have parents, and so I always viewed that as kind of an honor debt incumbent upon me. And that's kind of how Hebrew Hearts, our philosophy is. We fight for hearts. Like God has sent so many people in our lives to kind of fight for our hearts throughout the years. Then you become a Hebrew, it's a very, very lonely thing to be, because there are so few of us, and a lot of times we lose natural family, we lose the friends we grew up with, because we just go this totally different path that most people are on, even most of the church is on. So it gets lonely, and I think we have an honor debt to each other to kind of fight for each other's hearts. Like if you're very alone in any kind of situation, if you're in prison, if you're in the military, if you're orphaned, if you're just separated from your family because of whatever reason, because you don't get along, because of distance, because you're Hebrew and they aren't, and God sends people to intervene, then you have an honor debt to go and intervene in other circumstances. And I hope that makes sense. But for this coming up Thanksgiving, if you guys celebrate it, I know some people don't. Some people think it's actually the Pilgrims celebrated the Feast of Tabernacles and called it Thanksgiving. That's the theory. Don't know if it's true or not. But if you celebrate Thanksgiving, or if you celebrate Hanukkah, just find someone that's alone, and just find some kind of way to help them reach out to other people, even if it doesn't have to be you. If you know someone in the area, if you know a place they could go, like Salvation Army, worst comes to worst. If you could invite them to something, if you know somebody that can invite them to something, just reach out. It's a lonely place to be, and a lot of you guys, God made sure you have parents, and you have grandparents, and you have spouses, and you have kids with you all the time, not just every other weekend, So as single dads out there that only see their kids Wednesdays and every other weekend, I'll pick mine up right now. They don't see their kids on Thanksgiving. A lot of people in nursing homes, prisons, hospitals, and the military that won't be seeing anybody. So either this Thanksgiving or this Hanukkah or next feast or whatever you celebrate, maybe pay the honor debt back to God by paying it forward to somebody. And if it's not someone directly tied to you in some way, that's even more honor. But of course, the people in your circle, it's like the prayer of Jabez. He wanted God to expand his tent, expand his territory, and that doesn't give me more stuff. That's increase my area of influence and responsibility. Like if there is a good political leader, not a politician, but an actual leader, actual statesman, they want to expand their territory. They want to go from city councilman over a district to mayor over a city to governor over a state, so that they can help people. Because the more influence they have, the more people they can help. And that was the prayer of Jabez: expand his territory, grow his business, grow his area of influence, either ministry or politics, or just even expand his family with more grandkids or children he adopted in, or children he took in. He didn't officially adopt, he just kind of watches out for them, father the fatherless. That was the prayer of Jabez. His territory would be expanded in these kind of ways so he can take care of more people. And I think sometimes God won't expand our territory until we take care of the people already in our path. So if we're not taking care of the people already around us in our vicinity, why would he give us more resources and more influence to help more people? So if you're in ministry, if you're in politics, if you have a business, or you're trying to grow your family, any kind of means, that I think that's a principle that applies to people, authors and musicians. The more you use your music to help other people, the more it'll be out there. Like my friend Laura from college, Laura Landon, she's got great music, look her up. But she goes on these tours where she plays houses and such, but she also plays prisons. And I think that's really going to expand her territory, because she's taking care of the people that she already has the influence with. Like you can't fill out a multi-million-dollar stadium to influence those people. You can generally go play at the homeless shelter, You can't go play at a prison. You can't go play at these kind of places that will give you access. And once you take care of those people who can't pay you back, then I think God will give you people that can contribute. But when you're honoring or taking care of the people that can't pay you back, you're not suffering loss. You are paying God the honor debt back. Because you have an honor debt to God for all the times he intervened in your life, all the people he sent to you, all the resources sent to you, and you're just flat on your back, couldn't do anything. So you're paying the honor debt back to God. You're not losing anything is repaying the honor debt to God. And usually that's how God honors you. So if you maybe pray about it and see if you guys owe any kind of honor debt to anyone. And if you do, I mean, pay them back somehow. Honor them in some way. And if you can't, do it for one of the relatives. And if you can't find the relatives, you can do like the Jews do and just find someone totally unable to help you in any way, shape, or fashion. Either directly to a charitable organization, which Jews generally work to organizations, or do it one-on-one. It's more Hebrew root style. But just take care of the people that were in your path. God put in your path. And sometimes it's not obvious they're in your path. You just gotta keep a lookout on the peripheral. That He will provide the opportunity. So, hope that helps you guys some way. Pay your honor debts. So.